Assembly instructions for the NAKTO City Runner. Tools included: screwdriver, Phillips and slotted 2-in-1. Double open end wrench, 8 and 10 mm, 13 and 15 mm, 5 mm and 6 mm Allen wrench. Tools needed: scissor and bike pump. Let's start by assembling your City Runner e-bike. Step 1. Unpack the e-bike. Pull the frame and all parts, charger, seat, toolkit, keys and fuse, front wheel quick release, manual and pedals, out of the cardboard box. Separate the bike from the foam padding. Cut off all zip ties with scissors while being extra careful as to not damage the paint or cut any wires or cables. Notice, keep the spare fuse in a safe place. It is not used for assembly and will be used for the replacement if the original fuse were damaged. Ensure all the following pieces are included with the City Runner. Now stand the bike upright. Place some foam padding under the front fork if placed on the ground, or put it on an assembly repair stand if you have one. We want to keep your bike looking new. Step 2. Assemble the front wheel. Locate the quick release lever, which is bound to the wheel during shipment. Remove the thumb nut and cone spring opposite the lever. Keep the washer and other cone spring in place on the lever side. Install the skewer into the front wheel axle from the brake rotor side. Reinstall the cone spring so it points toward the wheel hub, then thread the thumb nut onto the skewer only a couple of turns, leaving room for the fork dropouts. While keeping the lever open, lift the front of the bike and lower the fork onto the wheel axle. Check that the wheel is fully seated into the dropouts and that it is centered. Hold the quick release lever in line with the axle and tighten the thumb nut on the opposite side until the lever can stay parallel to the floor without being held. Use the palm of your hand to close the lever fully. There should be enough resistance that the lever leaves an imprint on your palm. Step 3. Install the handlebar. Loosen the bolt on the top of the steer stem with the supplied Allen wrench. Remove the stem bolt and washer and set aside. Remove and discard the plastic spacer. Install the handlebars onto the steer stem. Pass the stem bolt through the washer mounting point and the stem mount. Tighten with the supplied Allen wrench part way. Align the stem so the handlebar is perpendicular to the front wheel. Use the Allen wrench to tighten the stem clamp bolts evenly, a half a turn at a time, alternating between the two bolts. Tighten the bolt on top of the stem with the supplied Allen wrench. Perform a twist test. Brace the front wheel between your legs. Switch hands so the opposite hands are pushing and pulling with about 20 pounds of force. Make sure the handlebar and front wheel are still properly aligned. Repeat the twist test, pulling and pushing, with the opposite hands. Step 4. Install the headlight. Remove headlight mounting bolt from the fork arch with the supplied screwdriver and set aside. Place the fender in position. From the back of the front tire, pass the front fender mounting point under the fork arch. Attach the headlight and fender to the fork arch. Pass the bolt through the headlight mount, fender mounting point, and fork arch mounting point. Note, the fender bracket should go in between the arch bracket and headlight bracket. Thread the lock nut at the bolt end and tighten with the supplied screwdriver. Center the headlight and adjust the angle slightly downwards to illuminate the road ahead and not blind oncoming traffic. Use the supplied Phillips head screwdriver to loosen the headlight angle adjustment bolt. Tilt the headlight to the optimal position and then tighten in place securely. Step 5. Adjust the front brake system. Notice, the adjustment of the front brake system is not easy. The following steps are only a general guide. If you are not sure you have the experience, skills, and tools to correctly perform all steps, consult a certified, reputable bike mechanic to assist with it. Pad adjustment. Remove the brake cable from the linkage of the left arm while squeezing the brake arm. Loosen the pad mount. Bring the arm and pad to the rim and adjust. Locate the pad to the top edge of the braking surface. Notice, do not locate the pad to the top edge of the rim. It would hit the tire. Bring the pad gently to the rim and push with some mild force and secure the nut. The pad will tend to be self-aligning and put the convex-concave washers where it needs to be correctly aligned with two flat surfaces, the rim and the pad aligned. Hold the pad as you tighten the final tightness. Repeat the process on the other side. Put the brake cable back to the linkage of the left arm while squeezing the brake arms. Cable attachment. Before we draw the pads together, back out the barrel adjusters 3 or 4 turns so that we can have some fine-tuning at the lever. Loosen the pinch bolt. Pull the arms together with your hand and pull the cable out with some mild force. It is only necessary to get the rim close, then secure the pinch bolt. It should flatten and crush the cable. Set pad clearance. Bring the barrel adjuster in toward the lever, giving more slack. Typically, the pads should feel like they are contacting the rotor at a minimum of half the lever travel. Centering. Centering is done by subtle changes in spring tension. There are screws to the return spring on both sides. By tightening the screw, you are increasing tension on whatever side you tighten. The end goal here is to keep even pad clearance on either side of the rim. Take the right pad, for example. We can tighten to make it far from the rim or loosen the screw to make it close. Step 6. Install the seat. Open the quick release lever by hinging it open fully. Insert seat post into the seat tube. Adjust the seat post up or down to a comfortable height, while ensuring the seat post is inserted into the frame past the minimum insertion point. Close the quick release lever to secure the seat post and check that it cannot move. If needed, use the thumb nut to add tension to the clamp, so there is some resistance when the lever is in line with the clamp bolt. Step 7. Install the pedals. Locate the pedal with an R stamped into the end of the pedal axle, which indicates it is the right pedal. The right pedal goes on the crank on the right side of the bike. The remaining pedal with an L stamped into the end of the axle is the left pedal. The left pedal goes on the crank on the left side of the bike. The right pedal's threaded to tighten by turning clockwise. The left pedal's reverse threaded and tightens counterclockwise. Carefully thread the pedal onto the crank by hand slowly. Further tighten with the supplied double-end open wrench. Do not cross-thread or damage the threads. Step 8. Inflate the tires. Check that the tire beads and tires are evenly seated around the rims. Use a pump with a Schrader valve and pressure gauge to inflate each tire to the recommended pressure indicated on the tire sidewall. Do not overinflate or underinflate the tires. Step 9. Charge the battery. Operate the electrical system when the battery has been adequately charged and the battery is secured to the frame mount. Remove the battery from the frame, insert the key, and turn counterclockwise to unlock the battery. Lift it from the frame. Remove the rubber cover on the charging port and plug the charger in. Plug the charger into a power outlet. Your NAKTO bike comes partially charged. We recommend you connect the charger input plug, 110 to 220 volt plug, to the power outlet for 3 to 4 hours. The charger light will go from red to green when it is fully charged. Step 10. Ensure all hardware is tightened properly following recommended torque values. Step 11. Register the warranty card with us as soon as possible. Notice, keep proof of purchase in a safe place. Keep packing and box for at least 2 weeks from the date of purchase, as we do not provide a box for returns if needed. Have fun and be safe.